To the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series Season number 4 race from the Iowa Speedway. And we are all live here tonight from Iowa as we welcome you into the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series from Iowa Speedway. It is the 10th race of Season number 4, and cars on the racetrack currently as down the front straightaway goes that number 72. And into 1 and 2 we'll go. Of course, this is the first time the cars are on the racetrack at the newly, I guess you can say, halfly repaved Iowa Speedway here in Iowa, of course. 170 will get on the racetrack, so you can see the bottoms, middle sections of the turns are repaved. Everywhere else is kind of the same. It's also the first time the league has been on track in Iowa since season number 2. So over 12 seasons to go. Here is Max Smithy heading onto the back straightaway. And back into 3 and 4. 4 races remain in the regular season for the Xfinity Series, as in the wall goes Debbie. Here's Zane Ramon on pit road. He'll roll. There's Maddox Beard, William Franklin as well. He's going to go around. He's almost going to hit the wall. He'll spin. Going to actually save it. Here is that 48 heading into 3 and 4. And down the front straightaway, he will go yet again. Jake Malone to the top of the board now. That 48 is going to head back to 1 and 2. There's about 10 minutes remaining in this warm-up session. It's been an interesting week overall in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. Of course, we were all coming off that insane Charlotte 600 last week in Charlotte week. What a long week that was. Had some rest time. Some changes are coming. I'll give you an update there. But other than that, of course, the biggest story came out today. Unfortunately, we're going to have to be taking a break from Instagram as our Instagram page was actually taken down for some reason. I really don't understand why. We used to post like 15 times a day on race days there. Fortunately, we won't be able to post for a little bit. We're eventually going to try to re-get into it, but we won't be doing anything for a little bit, fortunately. So you're just going to have to watch the broadcast. We'll still have updates on Discord, of course, and the channel and whatever, but nothing on. We also have a Twitter. Nothing on Instagram, unfortunately. But that should be back more relatively soon, let's say. Probably before the end of the regular season. Soon. Maybe the next few weeks or so. But not just yet. Down the front straightaway goes Matthew White in the 1. Finished 3rd in the Charlotte 600 in the Cup Series last week. Here's Greg Coles heading on to the back straightaway. What a race the Xfinity Series saw last week in Iowa, or Charlotte, I should say. Bryce Benton ended up getting his first career victory there. Down the front straightaway goes Greg Coles in the 96. So far, it's Malone, Cheery, Chandler. How about Herklotz inside in 4th, and then Matthew White rounding out your top 5. Another story here, but because of course the Instagram was deleted, wasn't able to announce this. Cole Wilson is not going to be able to race here tonight. Unfortunately, he was diagnosed with horrible bowel disease, and Cameron Chandler going to be filling in tonight in the 22. So Cole Wilson, while he spends the night on the porta potty, Cameron Chandler will be turning the number 22 around here at Iowa. And there he is, through 1 and 2. Of course, this track a whole lot different than what we saw in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League back in Season 2. Where the Cup and Xfinity completely repaved. Also, these 2 races are going to be at night. The Cup Series and the Xfinity Series saw 2 day races 2 seasons ago, Season 2. Oh, Piper going around at 77. He goes for a bit of a spin. Maddox Beard, Cameron Chandler. Here's the 12 Diffie at the racetrack. Then you got Christian Herklotz, the 1 of Matthew White. Spinning is Greg Coles in the 96. More cars, Cheery. Rolling on track. There's Zane Ramon. 6G. Making his way down this front straightaway. About 7 minutes to go in the warm-up session at Charlotte, okay. Iowa. Of course, this is Iowa Speedway. Also got completely renovated for the fans. Yeah, but it hasn't been the greatest overall week. Of course, the Instagram got deleted, had some issues throughout, but we're going to be still looking to come back from this. It all starts tonight with the Xfinity Series in Iowa, 125 laps. Halfway break at the end of lap number 62. That's what we got in store for you tonight. Well, race number 10 of the Xfinity Series season. Pull up the playoffs real quick. Of course, it's a very, very close playoff battle towards the front. Right back here in Charlotte. I don't know how I called Charlotte again, but of course, like I was saying, what a battle it is inside the playoffs right now. Let's take a look at your playoff cut line. So, sorry about that. Here it is currently. You got Richard Cherry, of course, leading the points. Cole Wilson currently in second. Ortega up the cut line, so is Justin Rapp, Joseph Lewis, after such a great run last week in Charlotte. Currently sits 5th in points. Gregory, Erdman, Maddox here just above the cut line. You got George Curie for each team. Moonlight, Youngblood, Bergeron, Coke, Carlos Ortiz all below the playoff cut line. And Jacob Areno studying in 14th place in the playoffs. So overall, pretty close battle for the regular season championship as well, but of course, Cole Wilson not going to be able to race here tonight, not cleared to race. He will probably lose points as Cherry going to try to extend that points lead over Cole Wilson. Cherry, of course, has 2 wins this season. Thought he was going to win last week in Charlotte, but unfortunately could not get the job done after wrecking, having that huge wreck there in the final lap. Cars make their way here down the back straightaway at Iowa. Riding along with Maddox here as he makes his way from right forward. On the bumper of Richard Cherry. See how the pavement kind of separates itself there. So you go into the new pavement through 1 and 2, you can just find instant grip. It's very weird. You come off corner, exit, and all the grip's gone. You can see how loose Maddox got. It's definitely very, very interesting whole thing. You're going to pull it down to the grass. Pushing her across, back into 1 and 2. And we're going to be heading down the back stretch here at Iowa. Like we mentioned, there's no more Instagram, unfortunately, but that will be back sooner than later, luckily. Trying to make a comeback on that. Definitely going to be a little bit weird, unfortunately, like we said. So how you're going to have to get your updates for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League is through Discord, my channel, and all that stuff like that. Big updates. But obviously we can't really live without it for too much longer, but got Iowa coming up this week and Nashville next week. Then we of course head to the Watkins Glen International after that. What a race we had there last season, the Cup Series. You might expect it around maybe right before the Brickyard 400. Maybe expect it to be back then. Oh, it's just Lewis going to spin, and he'll get destroyed by that 48. About 3 minutes to go here in practice. Here's Justin Rott. He's had such a good season on speed, of course. And then I got to mention this. First Cup start last week at the Charlotte 600. Went to victory lane, an insane race there. Got really lucky a couple times as well. Was able to repair his damage somehow with a couple of good caution flags. Then he, of course, ran down pit road without even pitting. Thought his race was going to be over, and then got such a lucky caution flag to put him back in it. And, of course, he's able to fend off his teammate Trenton Wilkin come to finish with an ETR 1-2-4-5 finish. That's ETR's 2nd Cup Series win in a row, I should say. 3rd if you count the All-Star race. And what a run that team's been on. They're looking for 3 points wins in a row. This tomorrow in Iowa. Of course, the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series returns here at Iowa Speedway tomorrow night. 8 p.m. Eastern Time. As always, their 11th or 12th race, I should say, at this point, of season number 4. Here's Jacob Malone making his way for 3 and 4. He has a Cup win this season. These are the two Cup winners. Last 2 Cup winners, I should say. Malone won at Michigan, and Arat won at Charlotte. Both driving for ETR. Alright, counting down the minutes, seconds, I should say, here from Iowa Speedway. Iowa ready to return, I should say, to the NASCAR iRacing FedEx League. After some time away. Kind of a year and a half calendar time away Iowa Speedway had. I know we did it in lobbies maybe a couple times, Trucks and Xfinity, but the official NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series and Cup Series haven't been here since February of 2024. Here's Cook at 27. At 72 as well. There is Saint Herman. Ooh, he gets loose as they head down the front straightaway yet again. Kobashin going to spin down to the inside there in the 48. 30 seconds left to go. CJ Erdman makes his way through 3 and 4 and back down this front straightaway. All right, wrapping it up here in practice, ready to qualify in Iowa. The sun begins to set from the Iowa Speedway. There's CJ Erdman. First laps on the track. All right, practice over from the Iowa Speedway. We are ready to qualify. Here we go from Iowa Speedway tonight. And cars pulling on to the racetrack from Iowa. Everyone going for pole position. Who's going to win it? Jacob Malone was fastest in practice. We'll see who wins pole as Matthew White has a bit of a slide, now heading down the front straightaway for his opening lap, back into 1 and 2. There's the 96 of Greg Holes up the racetrack. There is that 1 of Matthew White heading down the back straightaway here from Iowa Speedway. Here's Kilspan heading down the front stretch to start his lap. So you got 2 laps to qualify as always. Best lap is going to be your best lap. We'll see if lap number 2 has some improvements. So far, Greg Hull is the only one over the line. Here comes CJ Erdman to the line. Which card? I'll go second. Erdman now P2. Not a bad lap for Holes. Is Erdman going to spin? That'll be his only lap he's able to do. Ricard down the back straightaway. We'll see. This is going to be our test here to see if he improves or not. Joseph Lewis comes on his 4th. Ricard to the line. Currently 4/10 second back. And still it goes second. Good lap time for him. Ricard on lap 2 does improve. So lap 2 could be better. That's what we had to see. Here comes Max Stiffy down the back straightaway. Into 3 and 4 yet again. William Franklin on the racetrack. Joseph Lewis is second. What a run he had and finish at Charlotte. He finished inside of the top 5 after that insane finish. Here comes Christian Merkle. Still so many heavy hitters to go. Rojan Koch coming out of turn number 4 and back down this front straightaway. Here is the 22. I was going to say Cole Wilson, but of course Cameron Chandler this week. Cherry at the top of the board. Down the back stretch for Chandler. Here's William Franklin. There's Cherry. There's Hercott. Still yet to go. Another notable one is Jacob Malone. Justin Rod as well. Oh, and the wall goes Chandler. That'll kill his time. And that'll be qualifying over, and I don't think he's going to be able to even put down a time for Cameron Chandler. That is unfortunate for the driver of the 22. William Franklin. He is 7th. Now he's 5th. Good pickup for the driver of the 24. Ran last on pace for a while last week in Charlotte, but 60, a little bit quicker this week. Here's that 76 Justin Rott coming onto the racetrack. Oh, he's loose on the outside lane. Into the wall goes right. Luckily, he will be able to reset. And here comes Maddox Beard as well. He has a pole this season at Fontana. Beard makes his way down this front straightaway to start his qualifying lap. Let's ride along. Down the backstretch he goes, trying to work that gas to make sure he doesn't get loose. He heads back into 3 and 4. On the gas. Can kind of hold it, but you got to be careful in that transition back to the old asphalt. Across the line he goes. What will it be for his first lap? It's going to be second, so good lap for Maddox Beard starting off. Greg Holes is third. Herklotz is fourth. Here is the 76 of Justin Rott across the line. Rott is only 9th on lap 1, but lap 2, we'll see what kind of improvement he has. Here comes Maddox Beard to the line. He's sideways and he's spinning. And he goes around. Get to go. Jacob Malone, one notable one, and Matthew White as well. Of course, Cameron Chandler ended up crashing on his lap. Here comes Justin Rott to the line. Oh, he gets loose. He is sideways, and he'll be crashing down the front straightaway. That'll end his qualifying. Beard still is second, of course, like I said. Here comes Cameron Chandler. Does he have enough time to make another lap? We'll have to see. I don't think he would. Possibly. We'll see. I mean, he's hit the wall already. I thought that was going to end his lap. Maybe not. I'm not even sure if he's going to have enough time being around here. Back into 3 and 4 for Chandler. And coming to the line. Oh, and that'll end qualifying. Richard Sherry going to be on pole position. Maddox Beard to his outside, but behind them, what a bunch of strong contenders. What a qualifying effort. Greg Hull's going to start P3. Man, what an effort for him. Greg Hull starting in 3rd. Starting 4th. How about Christian Herklotz? Second great qualifying effort in a row. Joseph Lewis going to be starting inside of the top 5 where he finished last week. William Franklin, what a qualifying effort. P6. Coke P7. Just around P8. Man, from about 3rd on to 7th, we have so many surprises inside of the top 10. And then drivers like Chandler, Malone, White outside of the top 15 even. Gonna see, probably gonna have a lot of comers and goers tonight if I had to imagine. As of course, we welcome you live to Iowa Speedway for the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series. It is the 11th or 10th race of season number 4. And it comes tonight in Iowa. It's corn country. Here we go. Of course, this comes on a sad night. Losing the Instagram for the league. Not something we really wanted. Riding on Cherry. Yes, you can tell we're not happy about that at all. We tried to appeal it, but unfortunately Instagram said nope. And we still have no idea why it actually got deleted. They didn't tell us or anything. Of course they didn't. They just said nope. No Instagram for us. For a little bit at least. You can still follow our Twitter. It's not run by the same folks that run Instagram. It's actually run by CJ Urban and Payson Lindsay. But anyways, we are ready to go here in Iowa Speedway. Here we go. Rolling off of pit road, we are back for the Xfinity Series in Iowa. And it's the first time under the lights. They will take one pass down pit road as usual to check pit road speed and check their pit boxes. Tons of great qualifying efforts all around here in Iowa. bunch of drivers that are going to be quick in the back as well. We'll see probably a lot of comers and goers tonight. As they'll come to check pit road speed, your points leader, Richard Cherry, wins to get another pole position. He's got racked up quite a few as of late, as he will come down to the pits. All right, this is Iowa. It's actually a fairly large pit road as well, fortunately for these drivers. They roll down pit road here. First two's going to be down the front straightaway as always. 125 laps, 109 miles. Halfway break going to be at the end of lap number 62. So not going to be the longest race at all, but for tonight. But actually, it's only 50 laps shorter than the Xfinity Series, or shorter than the Cup Series race tomorrow. Not going green this time, obviously. As we'll come to one to go to salute the fans down this front straightaway at Iowa. They are back for the Xfinity Series here tonight. And we are ready to put on a show for you, for all the fans watching in the stands and at home. Race number 10 of the Xfinity Series season. This is the halfway point of the entire season as well. There's just 4 races left to go in the regular season, including tonight in Iowa. Got 2 weeks at today. And to Kansas and Daytona to finish up the regular season. As they roll down the back straightaway, ready to come to the green flag. Sun is nearly set. We are under the lights, ready to return to Iowa Speedway. After a season away, we are back. Richard Cherry, Maddox Beard, leading the field to the green flag. How about Greg Hull's qualifying third in row number 2 with Christian Harkotz. Pace car is down pit road. The Xfinity Series returns to Iowa, and we are green here in Season 4. Oh, trouble! Sela goes around to the back straightaway. Ricard there as well. They both actually save it. We will stay green as Cherry will end out of turn number 4, and he'll lead lap 1 here at Iowa Speedway. Back there, Joseph Lewis. He's way up the racetrack. They're 3 wide. Further back, there's Max Stifia in the middle. The 45, Jake Malone there on the bottom of the racetrack. There is Tanner Chandler in that 22 as well. Car trying to go up the racetrack. That's William Franklin. As they head back on the 3 and 4, just around side by side with Christian Harkotz. Oh, another spinner. That's Von Smith, I believe. He goes around with cautions out. Oh, and right in front of Picard, it'll slam into him. Under the caution flag, Sela spins as well to avoid, and Picard has big damage on the 72. What happened there? Let's take a look. Bringing out caution flag number 1. So it's Von Smith all by himself. Oh yeah, just spins under CJ Erdman. Goes around, everybody does a pretty fantastic job avoiding him, but then, alright, and he just pulls into the path of Picard. Sela has to spin to avoid. Luckily, he doesn't get any damage, but Picard is the one that comes out with the worst of it. Let's ride along with the 72. I mean, goes up. I don't know why he initially went up the track, and then just, yeah, that was really, really badly judged between those two. I mean, I don't understand what was really going on there. Of course, the 26, Smith just went around all by himself on the bottom. From the blue. Yeah, under CJ, he just gets completely loose by himself. Everyone on back does a good job avoiding, then of course all this happens. I think mostly, I don't know who would really blame for that. It was kind of on both of them. Sela almost got involved there. Luckily, he just spins to avoid. And like I said, under the first caution flag of the night, here from Iowa Speedway. Didn't really take too long. Car on pit road, that's Ricard. There's William Franken rolling off the pits as well. Some really, really good starts for both Jacob Malone and Matthew White. They're up 7th and 8th. Then you got Justin Rod up to P4 as well. Cherry Beard still your top 2. I want to go next time by because this car's now lapped down. Ricard still in the pits. I believe Devon Smith has actually retired from this race. There's Ricard in the 72, actually repairing his damage. But still going to be a tough, long night continuing for him. Still working the caution here in Iowa. Going to be going to the shoes this time by. First time today. We'll be restarting on lap 7. All right, coming to the shoes. We'll see who likes to pick inside, outside. Cherry going to go low. Beard goes high. They're going to go low, high, low, low, high, high, low. Chandler. All right. That is the shoes. Of course, like I said, going to be restarting on lap 7 here at Iowa Speedway. Didn't take long for some early race chaos to happen, but let's see if we can get a bit of a green flag run in here. Just like I said, we're starting on the 7th lap of this 125 lap event. Still early days here in Iowa. All right. Back to the green flag this time. Cherry and Maddox Beard still on the front row, but of course drivers like Grant, White, Malone, they are coming to try to challenge at the front of the field. Back to the restart zone, they go back underway. Great restart by Cherry on the bottom. Clear of Beard, there is Justin around on the bottom, on top of Malone on the outside there on that 8 as they head back into 1 and 2. There's Greg Holes in the bottom in the 96. Now working outside as Justin Rod on Holes, and now looking for second to the outside of Maddox Beard he goes. Side by side for 3 and 4. For P2, Justin Rott around the outside lane looking to clear, and he is clear. Oh my God, that's a voice crack in half. Clear for second place. And he's going for the lead. Around the outside he goes. Here we go for the top spot. Justin Rott, what a run he's on early in this race. Side by side with Richard Cherry, and he is taking the lead. New leader in Iowa, Justin Rott. And that 76 machine. There is Greg Holes in the middle. Now you got Matthew White on the outside lane. There's the 45 Malone. Cameron Chandler there involved as well. Christian Herklotz, he is up the track. Drivers that were really quick in practice that started in the rear coming through the field like Chandler, Malone, and the one of Matthew White. Will lead this lap coming to lap 10 in the wall. Slightly goes Maddox Beard in front of Greg Holes. They make a bit of contact and check up in front of Christian Herklotz, who's going to move his way down to the inside. Way up the racetrack goes Herklotz, coming to the quarter panel of Holes. Look at this battle here once again. Chandler to the inside. Top 5 round Cherry, White, Malone, Chandler. Here we go, side by side for 4th place. It's Chandler and Malone. Malone around the outside lane on the bumper of Matthew White. Catching Richard Cherry, I should say. Malone coming outside. Once again, they're going to get to the outside of Cherry, maybe. He is there, and they're door-to-door down this back straightaway. Side by side for second place. Looking to make an ETR 1 and 2. Both the Xfinity Series and the Cup Series, ever since Michigan, ETR has been unbelievable. Nearly unstoppable. As Malone clear for second place, making it that ETR 1-2. Maybe he's going to try to race his teammate, the 76 is Justin Rye. Still early as we come to lap 13. Side by side now, here's Matthew White and Cameron Chandler door to door. White to the inside, trying to clear Chandler now, gets to the inside of Cherry as well for 3rd place. Chandler not going to work outside. He's got that upper groove. Obviously not the repaved area of the racetrack until then. Well, the grip changes there for Chandler. But he's got momentum around the outside of Cherry. And maybe for the lead, here's Malone to the inside of his teammate, Justin Rye. For the top spot, Matthew White waiting in the wings in third. Run around on the outside once again, he'll clear Jake Malone. Working bottom is that 45 for the race lead. And he is clear. Roth lets him go. That, of course, is his teammate. New leader once again. Malone is to the inside. He goes Matthew White on Justin Rye. Side by side, racing down the back straightaway. And into 3 and 4. Ooh, big sin there by White trying to clear that 76 run. To get into second place, he is clear to P2. Here is Chandler now on route for third. Urquhart's falling back ever so slightly as he almost makes contact with Maddox Beard, his teammate at Team Chevy Motor Club. And Rock falling back. About 2 laps, he falls from the lead to fourth. He's now got Richard Cherry in his bumper. Matthew White trying to run down your leader, Jacob Malone. Go. 17 laps in Iowa. Had 1 caution flag so far tonight. Is now Cherry on the back bumper of the 76 Rye. Trying to reel him in. Of course, Cherry started on pole position, lost a couple of spots there. Now, Rock, of course, took the lead. Now he's doing the same kind of thing as Cherry. Falling back through the field once again. Top three are nose to tail. Malone, White, and Chandler. And here to the inside goes Chandler on Matthew White for second place. White around the outside trying to get there on the 45 of Malone. Malone's going to push him up the racetrack, crossover. Back to the inside of the wall, slightly goes Malone. Here comes Matthew White. He will clear Jacob Malone for the race lead. Malone, though, trying to go back to the outside to get there. He is, I believe, just ever so slightly there as they head door-to-door down this backstretch. Still racing side by side for the lead of this race. Leaning on each other down the front straightaway once again, and Malone will retake the lead. White is not giving up. He's trying to pull it back to the rear bumper once again on Malone. Side by side here is Christian Urquhart and Greg Holes racing for 6th place. Greg Holes, what a run he is having. It's out of the top 10 as they make contact for 3 and 4. Exactly, they kind of needed Greg Holes' knees is now to the inside, goes Richard Cherry on Justin Rye, putting the Charlotte 600 champion this season back to 5th. There's Picard, of course. 14 laps down, back on the train. Again, this battle heating up as Urquhart's to the inside of Holes. Sliding up the racetrack ever so slightly these last few times. It almost makes contact with them as they head down this back straightaway. Now Maddox Beard going to get to his outside of his teammate. You got Joseph Lewis currently running in 9th. How about Sela currently running inside of the top 10? Ooh, Urquhart's trying to clear Beard. He will off corner exit. He'll kind of bounce around as they head back into 1 and 2. Here we go. Chandler trying to run down Matthew White for 2nd place. Malone has kind of dropped off these two. We got a battle for P2 between Chandler and White. Your top 2 in the Cup Series points. Both led laps in the Charlotte 600 last week. Chandler trying to get there once again, but he's still on the back bumper of that one. We'll pull outside through 3 and 4. They roll down the front straightaway to lap 25. Still early days in Iowa. Jacob Malone, your current leader. Now to the outside here is Cameron Chandler on Matthew White. Side by side from 3 and 4. Chandler trying to keep it even with him. Door to door they will head off turn number 4 once again, trying to slide around. White got loose on the inside. Chandler hit the wall, but they are still door to door down this front stretch back into 1 and 2. Neither of them wanting to give up. Once again, big send to the inside for Matthew White. He is not clear on the 22. Side-by-side action for second at Iowa. These two are just dropping back in the leader. Malone thought Chandler could get clear to third. Yes, he is. Matthew White now to second place. Chandler back to the bumper of that one. He's looking to pressure him once again. Just retake second place. He's back to the inside. Chandler has to cut it a little bit tight there on the bottom. Gonna try to get to his quarter panel. Gonna slide up and fall back to third. After all of that racing, they dropped maybe 4 more tenths on Malone. See if Matthew White can try to run him down. Here is Cherry still battling with Rod. Then you got Cole's Kirkwood still battling with Maddox Beard. Here is Sela in the back number of that 28 of Joseph Lewis. They are affiliated teammates over at ETR. One is Johnson Motorsports, that's Sela. The other one for main ETR is Joseph Lewis. ETR has 4 cars inside of the top 9. Malone, Rod, I should say 3 cars inside of the top 9. Malone, Rod, and Lewis. In the wall slightly goes Matthew White and Cameron Chandler. I believe Malone might have gotten it ever so slightly as well. Jack Malone, very, very good on the 1.5 miles. Not really a very known short track racer, but looks pretty solid here so far tonight in Iowa. The car is pitting, if I'm not mistaken or not. Thought William Franklin was coming to pit road, so he might have had an issue or something. Well, there he is, dropped off back to 17th. Having a horrible connection issue, not really sure what's going on there. Sela racing side by side with that 48. Matthew White, and he is back. I believe. There he is once again in the 1. But he's still having horrible connection issues as here is once again battling for, I believe this is 10th place, Sebastian and Sela. They head onto the back stretch in the 3 and 4 yet again. Sela gonna try to slide up to his bumper. He got loose. Now Sebastian will try to get there once again to the inside, I should say. Brandon Piper on his teammate, C.J. Erdman. They'll battle for that position. And here we go. Almost contact here between the 48 and the 56. Sebastian going to pull to the outside and clear Daniel Sela. Matthew White being scored a lap down. I'm not really sure if he's actually on the track or not. He's having terrible connection issues. We're getting an update on that when we can. Jake Malone has about a 9-10 second lead over Cameron Chandler, and of course, yeah, right now, I don't know if Matthew White is still in the field or not. And he is actually being sent to pit road because of these connection issues, so that is going to be crucial. I believe Matthew White, that means he's going to be taken out of contention for this win. That is big. Matthew White had speed, was running in second, and man, going to be probably taken out of contention for the win as Malone reeled his lead to about a second over Cameron Chandler. That is really, really big news. As here's Justin Rott still trying to battle with Richard Shearer right along with the 76. Trying to get to his bumper. Let's see how much the hearing ever so slightly, how much the grip changes. Rott trying to get to the inside. He is there to the quarter panel. Shearer going to block him off. They head back down the front straightaway at Iowa. Lap 37 this time out. Back up through 1 and 2. You're going to see Rott run the outside. Apologize. He's going to run down this back straightaway. He's coming to his bumper. Back into 3 and 4. These two have been really, really nose to tail ever since Cheery got back around Justin Rott. Rod had a bit of a slide there. Chandler trying to rerun down Jacob Malone now. He's closing about maybe a tenth or so of his last couple of laps. He's trying to chase him down for the race lead yet again. Matthew White, I believe, has retired, or not retired fully, but he is out. Currently 7 laps down, and he is not going to be in contention for this win tonight, unfortunately. DNFing on about maybe lap 40 as we'll come to that this time by. A big send there once again, Justin Rott on Richard Cherry. These two have been going at it over these last few laps. Of course, both battling for stage points. Not in the battle for the regular season championship right now, but a couple good races and a couple bad races by Cherry. He could be there. 0.5 of a second is the gap between Jacob Malone and Cameron Chandler with 22 to go to the halfway break. Chandler is running him down. Malone has led the most laps so far tonight. It was kind of even maybe Malone pulling away a bit, but as of late, Cameron Chandler has really reeled him in. That maybe 2 or so tenths a lap, and he is still going to be right all on the back bumper of that 45 of Malone. The last time we saw someone try to pass Jacob Malone, they got loose, had to back out of it, and lost about a lot of time. Oh, coming to the outside now to the inside is Justin Rott on Cherry. Battle for third place, still really heating up. They've dropped about 2.5 seconds behind the leader. We know Rott is probably a little bit quicker than Cherry, but is he going to be able to get around him? Cherry going to be having the 76 Rott all over his back bumper. Rott's trying to make his move as they head to 3 and 4. He's going to go to the inside, but Cherry probably going to get good momentum around the outside lane and maybe clear, but he's not going to be able to keep it there. Thought he was. How about Christian Herklotz? Was running in 6th, but of course after Matthew White's issues, now inside of the top 5. He needed this run tonight, entered below 20th in points. After a crash last week in Charlotte. To the outside goes Justin Rott once again. Cherry pushed him up the racetrack. These two are absolutely going at it in Iowa, I should say. What a race in the front of the field. Cherry, of course, leading Rott, and then he got Cameron Chandler starting to put pressure on the back bumper of Jake Malone. But here we go, Rott to the inside. Can he keep it there? No, he doesn't. He gets loose. And here we go for the race lead. Cameron Chandler trying to run down that 45 of Jacob Malone. Stalled out for a few laps, but he is back. He's on his bumper as they head onto the back straightaway. Malone's probably going to work on his long run pace, especially in the second run of this race. Oh, he's tight up the racetrack. Here comes Chandler to the inside for the race lead. Cameron Chandler versus Jacob Malone. Through 1 and 2. But these two, of course, have Cup Series wins this season, 1 apiece, as they head onto the back straightaway yet again. Good run around the outside by Malone. Still cannot clear Chandler. Through turns 3 and 4, still side by side. Oh, they make contact, pushing each other up the racetrack as they head down the front straightaway yet again. Chandler sends it back into the inside lane. He got loose. Malone got a shot to keep it on the outside lane. Is he still there? Yes, he is. And they are still side by side, racing down the back straightaway into 3 and 4. Chandler going to try to slide up in front of him. He will take the position away. Maybe a crossover move coming from Malone if he can actually get there. He cannot. New leader in Iowa, Cameron Chandler, but back to the inside. Here we go. Malone once again on that 22 of Chandler. Runs all the way down to the apron. He's up the racetrack through 1 and 2. And he'll slot into second place. Chandler will take the lead here in Iowa. Of course, your defending Xfinity Series champion. Oh, as Malone goes on the wall. That's a pretty good shot by the 45. Got to be careful. We're coming to about maybe 12 or so to go in the stage. Rott is still on the back bumper of Richard Cherry. These two have kind of started to run down your leaders, but probably because the leaders are running side by side. But this is exactly the kind of day that 4 of Christian Herclass needs tonight. Top 5 run, by far the best he's run all season long. And what a day so far for him as Jake Malone is falling off the field. He entered, of course, like I said, bottom 20 in points. He was even out of our graphic for the playoffs. 25th in the standings, minus 41 still. You can't make that up in one race, obviously, but this is definitely going to chip into it if he can finish and run here for the rest of the night. Has kind of dropped back on Cherry. Now they're trying to catch Jacob Malone. Of course, after falling to second place and hitting the wall, really dropping off Cameron Chandler. Trying to hold on to second place to maybe finish this stage. There is your leader, Cameron Chandler, of course, driving Cole Wilson's car, but still has that Chandler Wilson Racing power under the hood. He has, of course, 2 wins while being part-time this season. Of course, he's full-time in the Cup Series. He won at USA Speedway and Darlington. Here is Cherry trying to run down Jacob Malone and maybe pass him for second place. Of course, Cherry, who started on pole, trying to come back inside of the top 2 yet again. Bit of a slide there by the 29 of Cherry as he gets the bumper of that 45 of Malone battling for second. Malone, of course, on the longer runs, really falling off. For his sake, he'll probably have to hope he can get that thing adjusted. Ooh, his Rod has a big moment off turn number 2. TR car is starting to get loosened up. Cherry, the bumper of that 45, will push him up the racetrack and he'll get to the inside, battling for second place. Of course, looking for every stage point he can get. He'll slide up in front of Malone and clear him for P2. With 4 to go till the halfway break. Malone not giving up. He's going to try to make his way back to the inside, but he knows his car is starting to fall off. Can his teammate just run him down? Coming to 3 to go to the stage. I'm sorry, not 3 to go. What am I even saying? That's 5 to go to the stage. Three-way battle now for second place. All under their blanket as Chandler has got a 1.6 second lead. Rod trying to run down Malone once again to maybe grab third. Had 1 caution flag so far, of course, tonight. Happened early in the race. We've been all green so far. After that. Halfway break is coming up. Malone definitely happy about that as Justin Rod is on his bumper for 3 and 4. That is 2 ETR cars battling for third place. Ooh, he gets loose, pulling it down to the inside with 3 to go to the stage. They head back at our 1 and 2. Rock gonna try to make his way to the inside here for third place on Jacob Malone. Will Malone, being a teammate, let him go, or will he race him? So far, he's racing for third. Side by side with 2 to go to the stage for third. Right to the inside once again, gonna maybe try to push Malone up the track. Malone is still there, I think so. Yes, he is. Trying to hang on. And Murat's gonna clear third place and move up into a position that scores 3 stage points as he comes to the white flag on the stage this time. Chandler puts Franklin a lap down. He's currently in the free pass position though. Here is Cameron Chandler making his way down the back straightaway. Of course, was one of your many leaders here in the first half.
Trentler, just a reminder, don't call the seat early. They're battling back there.
I know. Through 3 and 4 goes Cameron Chandler. He's going to see the green and white checker flag to win the stage. Second is going to be Richard Cherry. Third is going to be Rock. Fourth, Malone. Fifth, Howe, Christian Urquhart. Those are stage points he needed. 6 solid points there. There's Greg Coles finishing in 6th. Another great run. That's another driver that needed points. Erdman 8th, Beard 7th, Piper, and Sebastian rounds out your top 10 as the caution will come out. We are under the halfway break here in Iowa for the Xfinity Series. It is Cameron Chandler winning the stage. First Cherry, another good points haul. Gets 9 points, finishes second in the stage. Christian Urquhart, he's going to come home with 6 points in the stage. He entered tonight with 18 points, so he has nearly doubled his entire points total throughout the entire season. That is unbelievable, what a run he's had so far tonight. I don't even think he has any top 10 finishes this season for Christian Urquhart, and he's inside of the top 5 for the first time on pace all season long. As here we go, going to be coming up pit road this time by for the halfway break. All of your leaders. They'll come sliding down to the pits. Chris Malone fell back to 4th after leading the most laps there in that half. Of course, not really the usual field size for the Xfinity Series. Last week we had 35 entries. Tonight in Iowa, missing a whole lot. As Cherry almost slid through his box. Halfway break pit stops are underway here from Iowa Speedway. Who's going to be able to get off pit road first? We will see. It'll be a good battle off the pits. Here is, I believe, a battle between Justin Rott and Cameron Chandler. Chandler will beat him out. Rott, though, great run. He'll be up to 2nd place from 3rd. Cherry falls back to P3. Malone stays in 4th. Urquhart stays in 5th. Beard moves in the spot to be 6th. Hull's going to be set in 7th. So we are working in the halfway break in Iowa for the Xfinity Series, race number 10 of the season. Of course, after tonight, we'll be over halfway through the Xfinity Series season. We'll come to the choose this time. Be back on our way on lap 67 in the second half of this race. Because that was not the choose. Sorry about that. Wanted to go to the choose. They will roll off back here. That's why I wouldn't go to the choose. Of course, unfortunately, Cole Wilson, after his horrible bowel disease that he was diagnosed with today, has to miss this race in Iowa. We definitely wish the best for Cole Wilson on the porta potty tonight. But we got Watkins Glen coming up in 2 weeks. That is the next. Oh, Cherry, I believe, having a penalty, going to go to the rear of the field. That is big for your pole sitter, and of course your points leader, or maybe not. Didn't have a penalty. I don't know why he stopped. I'm going to choose this time, but of course, like I was saying, yeah, Cole Wilson, he will return most likely to Watkins Glen as they come to the shoes. Chandler going to actually choose top. Rott's going to have the front row in 2nd. So that's the first time we're going to see somebody restarting in the outside lane from the lead. Like I was saying, Cole Wilson won at Watkins Glen last season. We know how good he is at road courses. He's looking to go back-to-back for Watkins Glen wins. Looking for his 2nd win of the year, and that's going to maybe try to close into the gap. Roger Cherry is going to have him after tonight in the points for that initial points line. And the regular season championship, only going to be 3 races to go in the regular season after tonight. Of course, Watkins Glen, Kansas, and Daytona. 3 very different racetracks. Here we go. Ready for the restart in Iowa. On lap 68. We're halfway through the Iowa Speedway. We are back underway from the land of corn. Rott staying even with Chandler through 1 and 2. Not the best restart on the outside, and Justin Rott's going to clear and take the lead in Iowa. Oh, he gets loose. Has a bit of a slide. Car on the wall back there with Brandon Piper. To the inside once again, there's Chandler on the bottom. Trying to retake that race lead. pressuring him down to the inside. They're side by side, running down the front straightaway. Right. Caution. Oh, it's Rojan Koch around. Caution flag is out. Third time tonight. Second for cause. Let's take a look at what happened. They bring out the caution flag on lap 69. Here's Koch. Next, if he goes outside. He just gets. Oh, Max. Oh, it's a synchronized spin right in front of these drivers, Franklin, Rahman, and others. CJ Ehrman, he'll actually get the free pass here. Synchronized spin. That was very interesting. It's right along with Max Stiffy. I mean, that was they just both. I don't think it was an echo. They just both went around by themselves. The exact same spot. Wow. Don't see that every day. Obviously. They go side by side. I mean, yeah, it was two separate incidents, just like the exact same kind of spin. Really haven't seen that in a whole long time, but yeah. Interesting moment here. Bringing up the caution flag for the third time tonight. We got cars on pit road, some of the ones in the back, of course, some of the ones that spun. Of course, taking the lead on that restart was that 76 of Justin Rott. Took it away from Cameron Chandler. Will Chandler learn from that? Maybe even Rott learned from that. The outside, not the place to restart from the lead. Chandler was trying something, obviously did not work out, as he lost the lead, and Justin Rott will take it. Gotta think, will these caution flag laps and maybe shortening up the run help out Jacob Malone? If he can actually drive up through the field. We know he's not very good on the longer runs, but was really good on the shorter runs. To choose next time by. Here is Rojan Koch coming down pit road in that 27 machine. Of course, tomorrow night the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series heads to Iowa Speedway. That'll be the Cup Series race tomorrow night, 8 p.m. Eastern Time. We'll see all your Cup Series stars on track. So they just racked up their longest race of the season, the Charlotte 600. An insane race of attrition, especially in the final quarter. Is of course your winner, the Charlotte 600, Justin Rott. What a job well done for him. What a race it was for him as well. Everybody was up and down. We had so many comers and goers. What a race in the Charlotte 600 it was. We'll come to the choose this time by. Be restarting on lap 73. Will Rott elect to pick the inside? I would imagine. Yes, he will. Going to make that very clear. Chandler will go top. Bottom will go Cherry. Ooh, almost contact there between Herklotz and Malone as they will choose. Obviously, one attempt restarting in the top line for Cameron Chandler, who was your leader, and obviously did not work out. So Justin Rott thinking better of it, going to restart bottom. Here we go, ready for the restart in Iowa. Going to be 53 laps remaining from the Iowa Speedway when we get back underway. So well over halfway through this thing, but still a little bit ways to go in Iowa. Pace car going to come back down pit road. Rott Chandler going to be leading the field back to the green flag, and we are back underway through the restart zone. They go a great restart for Justin Rott on the bottom. He'll be way clear of Chandler and Cherry. Cherry now to the inside here on that 22 of Chandler for second. Side by side heading through 1 and 2. Door to door down this back straightaway. Cherry trying to keep it down to the inside. He is still there. Repulsing to Richard Cherry, but Chandler going to pull around the outside once again. Maybe going to clear him. Ooh, he got a little bit loose there, but he is clear for second place. Chandler trying to rerun down Justin Rott to maybe take the lead back away. Mortis steps back here. Look at this side by side action. Lewis in the bottom, there's Manic Spirit as well. And here we go, maybe for the race lead. Cameron Chandler trying to battle for it with Justin Rott. Rott almost got the wall, he got loose. And here comes Chandler. Coming to the outside, he goes through 1 and 2, gonna make a bit of a crossover back down low. He's gonna try to get to his corner panel as they head onto the back straightaway yet again. Side by side for the lead. Chandler gonna send it down deep on the bottom. Rock gonna try to keep it on the outside lane. They're side by side, racing to the top spot in Iowa. They head back into 1 and 2. Right on the outside, Chandler on the bottom. Right, really trying to push it. Back into 3 and 4 they go. Still side by side. We've seen this a couple of times when they're side by side for a few laps or so. Chandler just trying to work that bottom to clear him, but they're still door to door through 1 and 2. Ooh, good run around the outside for Justin Rott, trying to step on that gas to maybe re-clear Chandler. Almost clear, but Chandler still keeps his nose down and then through 3 and 4. Chandler a little bit tight, Rott trying to squeeze him down the racetrack. Almost on the wall goes Justin Rott. Still side by side for the race lead. What a race up front in Iowa. Outside once again for Justin Rott. He is there, doing everything he can to clear Cameron Chandler, but Chandler's still on the bottom, trying to keep his nose down in there. Oh, in the wall goes Justin Rott. He'll lose momentum. Chandler to the inside lane, he'll clear him. Ooh, Chandler gonna have the 76 of Justin Rott back to his bumper. Rott is not giving up, he is still there. Malone is clear for 3rd place, gonna try to run these two down. They've been battling hard on their tires. Will that affect them? To the outside once again goes Justin Rott. He's trying to stay up high, but he has to lift to avoid that wall. Rott not giving up. He is still on the back bumper of that 22 of Cameron Chandler. Of course, they are good to the end on fuel. Nobody has to pit. So it's gonna be, if we stay all green to the end, gonna be everyone battling for the win, just like this. Chandler obviously not pulling away from Justin Rott. Malone really not catching these two either. Rott is there on his bumper through turns 3 and 4. Pressuring in that 22 of Cameron Chandler. Oh, Chandler got the wall ever so slightly, and here comes Rott to the inside. Trying to take the lead back away. So he's gonna slide up the racetrack. Chandler gets the wall. Down the back stretch they go. What a battle for the race lead. Rott to the inside, gonna slide his way down in there. Gonna try to muscle his way around him, and he retakes the lead in Iowa. What a jump for Justin Rott. Back out front. Malone now trying to run them down back to maybe 0.8 of a second. Chandler not giving up yet again on the back bumper of that 76 of Rott. These two have been absolutely going at it as of late. Malone falling back to now again a second. It's like a Cherry battling in 4th. How about Christian Urquhart still running inside of the top 5? This is going to be such a big points day if he can finish 5th. Or even better. It's coming to lap 85 in Iowa. 36 to go. Chandler's not giving up. He is still trying to reel in Justin Rott. They've swapped the lead a few times over these last maybe 15 or so laps. And they have been on an absolute phenomenal battle for the lead. Riding along with Cameron Chandler. Arc it up high. He'll pull it down to the inside here. Can't get to the gas as soon as he wants to, I don't think. Oh, we get the wall ever so slightly down the backstretch. Once again, through 3 and 4 they go. Chandler trying to work that throttle. Goes into the old pavement down the front stretch yet again. Oh, we got the wall even more. Both of them sliding around through 1 and 2. Obviously, you can see how much more grip that new pavement has. You can just see they're all locked to the ground, and then they go down this back straightaway even. I feel like they're more sideways down the straightaways than they are in the corners because of the new pavement. such an interesting, unique thing they did here at Iowa. Repaving only maybe most of the turns and not the straightaways. It's provided some really, really solid racing so far tonight. Malone trying to run down Chandler and Rye. Riding along with Justin Rye. Cherry's not giving up either. He's kind of maybe now a four-way battle, about 1.5 seconds separating first to fourth for the race lead. Justin Rye looking for 2 NASCAR iRacing FedEx League wins in a row after winning the Charlotte 200 last week. What a way it would be to win in Iowa tonight. Lap 90 is underway from the Iowa Speedway. Starting to come to the closing stage of this one. Cherry now trying to run down that 45 from Malone. This thing, of course, is far from over. We don't know who's going to go to victory lane. Could be maybe any of these four. These four maybe even get together. Christian Herklotz could be there, the pounds. How about Greg Coles? What a run he's having tonight in P6. He needed this one. Maddox Beard as well running in P7. This playoff bubble is actually going to burst, I think, after tonight. Greg Coles was 33rd in points. Yes, 33rd. And he scored some stage points tonight. I believe he scored 5 stage points. He entered this race with just 7 points on the season. And he scored 5 stage points. So already nearly matched his amount of points all season long, just in this stage alone. There are so many drivers having really solid runs today. Brandon Piper running inside of the top 10, currently in 10th. Joseph Lewis, after finishing top 5 in Charlotte, running P11. Dane Rahman, how about a great run running in 12th? Grosjean Koch, 13th, Max Stiff, 14th, and Liam Franklin wraps out your top 15, although we've got CJ Roman, NASCAR and Lou, that currently running in 16th. Yes, here we go. Maddox Beard and Greg Coles battling for position. This is for 6th. Malone has gotten passed by Richard Cherry for 3rd place. And side by side for 6th place down the front straightaway in the 1 and 2. Coleman trying to keep it back to the inside. He is there once again on Maddox Beard. We look up front, about 1.1 seconds now, the gap between Chandler and Ryan. Justin Ryan trying to pull away, but will be able to hold off Richard Cherry, who is really, really coming on strong, as now Maddox Beard is clear. Here comes Cherry, looking to battle for 2nd place, of course, started on pole, leads the point standings, looking for win number 3 of the season. Both his wins have come on really big racetracks, 2 miles and above, Daytona and Michigan. Can he get a short track to that stat here tonight? Gotta pass Cameron Chandler first to try to battle with Justin Rout, 30 to go. There is time, 30 laps. Obviously not the longest at a short track like Iowa, but it really isn't too short either. As they head back down the front straightaway with 29 laps remaining on Iowa Speedway for the Xfinity Series in their Iowa return. This thing has been on a great show so far for us tonight, of course. Newly renovated, newly halfway repaved. Is here to the inside once again is Cherry trying to get there on Chandler. He'll pull down low. Chandler up the racetrack, maybe trying something different. Still going to be side by side with Cherry down this front straightaway. What a run he got off corner exit. Even on that old pavement, the outside still working to his advantage. He'll re-clear that 29 of Cherry. Gets a bit loose through 1 and 2, now runs the bottom. Actually worked out in Chandler's favor pretty well. Obviously, you're going to be wearing your tires a whole lot quicker on the outside when it's that worn out. This is the new pavement. Cherry is there to the inside, but Chandler has momentum back to the outside. Not as much as before. Cherry is going to be able to clear him on the entry of 1 and 2, and I think ultimately be able to clear him for 2nd place. Chandler trying to get back to the bumper of that 29 of Cherry to maybe retake 2nd. He's bottom once again. Cherry just wants to try to drive away to maybe try to catch Justin Rod as they will come to lap 126 to go. From Iowa Speedway. Gap about 1.2 to 1.3 seconds between Justin Rott, your leader, and Richard Cherry, your second place driver. Cherry, of course, started on pole, finished top 5 in the stage, and running in second. Another good points day for the driver of the 29, trying to extend his points lead. Can he run down Justin Rott for the race lead? These two both, of course, have wins this season in the Xfinity Series. Top 3 all have wins in Xfinity this year. Cherry and Chandler both have 2 wins apiece. Rott has that 1 win at Fontana. Cherry a little bit quicker over these last 2 laps than Justin Rott. But is he going to be able to run him down? Back to about 1.1 seconds this time up. Justin Rott, does he know Cherry is there? Does he start to feel the pressure? He knows this race is on for the win late in the going in Iowa. Of course, 3 caution flags so far tonight. That is not out of the question just yet. Let's see if we get another one. Here we go, battling for 4th place. It is Jake Malone and Christian Herklotz. It would be so impressive for Christian Herklotz to pass Malone here. Malone is a winner in the Cup Series, and Herklotz has had just a pretty off Xfinity Series season, of course, for his rookie campaign, having by far a career day tonight. Inside of the top 5, running maybe to even get 4th. When this thing is all settled, he may even double his entire points total on the season. Oh, Malone is loose. That 45 car, the handling is starting to go away. Late in the going in Iowa. And Christian Herklotz trying to run him down for that 4th place. Cherry about now 0.7 of a second for the lead. He is closing on Justin Rott with 20 to go. Can he get there? This race is on for the win. Still on for 4th place between Malone and Herklotz. .3 of a second now the gap. Oh, somebody was spun around, obviously not. Cherry trying to close up the gap between him and Justin Rott. Oh, Herklotz completely sideways, almost went to the wall. Does not want to ruin this amazing run he's having tonight. Luckily, he'll hang on to it, and we'll stay green, obviously. But man, that 4 car was completely loose. But Richard Cherry is closing on the back bumper of Justin Rott. Same thing with Cameron Chandler. Right, all of a sudden, 18 to go now. Less than that at this point. Maybe the handling on that race car is starting to go away. Richard Cherry closing up the gap for the win. Working that throttle ever so slightly. You're on poles a bit off corner exit. With the 3 and 4, let's watch. Rott is running a little bit up, so he's kind of running in the old pavement and the new pavement at the same time. Cherry runs the bottom. Rott is going to get a good run around the outside, but kind of a little bit of a neck gain for Cherry. This time it's roles reversed. Ooh, Cherry is going to have a good run, I think, coming off corner exit here. Down the back stretch they go. It's one of the faster short tracks we race at, but bumpers still could be used. We'll come down to that late in the going here at Iowa. 15 laps to go. Cherry trying to close up to the bumper once again on Justin Rott. He's there, he's to the inside. He is coming He'll slide up the racetrack, but that's closer than he has been. He is starting to run him down. Right, definitely feeling the pressure. Chandler waiting in the wings. He is there in third, waiting for these two maybe to get together or maybe even start racing a bit so he could possibly try to close up the gap. Rott still's got 13 laps. It's gonna feel like an eternity to try to hold on to this win. Richard Cherry, though, on his bumper, looking for it all. Rott has had an amazing week all around after winning the Charlotte 600 last week. Looking to keep the momentum rolling tonight with an Xfinity Series win. Would be his second of the year in his full-time campaign in Iowa. Got a little bit loose. Cherry closes up the gap through 1 and 2. He is there. He's coming outside. Rott's just kind of trying to figure out where he needs to run to puts a little bit of dirty air on the back bumper, or front bumper of the 29, and just overall try to make him not be able to close up that gap. They're catching some lap traffic. That's William Franklin. Cherry to the bottom. There on Rott. He is there. Through 3 and 4. Can he keep it there? No, he cannot. Coming to 10 to go. Ever so slightly, Richard Cherry is getting closer on Justin Rye. Going to be just a matter of time. Will this lap car be a pick here? He may just move out of the way. We'll have to wait and see. Obviously, he's on the lead. Yes, he can move out of the way. Okay. Cherry closes the bumper here of Rott. That actually helped him ever so slightly. Rott got a little bit bouncy down the front straightaway, and Cherry's there. Through 1 and 2 with 9 to go. Cherry gonna slide up the racetrack. Rott around the outside, gonna try to clear him. He powers his way back around the outside lane to retake the lead. Rott is doing everything he can with 8 to go to try to hold on to this race win. Cherry back into 1 and 2, tries a different line. He goes up top. He cuts it down low. Trying to gain momentum, but Rott pulled away. Cherry had a bit of a slide. Two of the best this season trying to battle for the win. They also are catching some more lap traffic. That's Max Diffie and CJ Erdman. They're a little bit quicker than William Franklin. Will they move out of the way? And they are also battling for position, so that's going to make things interesting. 7 to go. Here comes Cherry, trying to get back to the bumper of Rye. He is there to the inside once again. For the top spot in Iowa, Cherry on the low side, right around the outside, door to door. Cherry's there. He's keeping it there. Down the front track, back into 1 and 2. Can he roll it down low? Rott, though, trying to power his way to the outside. Cherry on the bottom, trying to make sure it doesn't get loose. He got almost cleared once again, but he's still keeping it down low. Side by side for the lead. Max Diffie in the way, that lap car. Coming to 5 to go. Where will he and the 12 car go? Oh, he's going to be up the racetrack here. Still, though, side by side, your 2 leaders, they've been clean. They haven't really made contact. As they head down the back straightaway, Rott got loose, but Cherry has to fall back in line. Oh, Cherry got a good exit. Oh, he got loose again. Kind of killed it all. What a battle for the win in Iowa. This thing is far from over. Can Richard Cherry get around Justin Rye? He's only got 3 more laps to do it. Trying to throw everything he can at the 76. Through 1 and 2 again. Erdman now, that next lap car on the way. Will he make things difficult for your leader, or will he move out of the way? Cherry gonna run the bottom through 3 and 4. Rott on the outside lane once again, just gets a good run and stays clear of the 29. Lap car in the way. We'll see where he goes. He's going to run the outside through 1 and 2. It probably will get mostly out of the way. Cherry's exit almost got compromised by Urban. Oh, big slide by Justin Rye. Through 3 and 4. They are coming to the white flag this time by. Rye had a slide. Can Cherry take advantage? Final lap in Iowa. 1 to go. These two trying to battle for the win. Through 1 and 2 for the final time. Cherry trying to run down low to maybe get one final run down this back straightaway. He has momentum, but he gets loose. Down the back stretch to the 3 and 4 for the last time. Cherry, one final shot at it. Right off turn 4, he's going to go. He'll see the checkered flag. Justin Rott's going to win in Iowa. What a battle. He's able to hold on and take the checkered flag first for his second Xfinity Series win of Season 4. Justin Rott has done it. What a performance by the driver of the 76. Second win for him this season, of course, coming off his Charlotte 600 win in the Cup Series. What a performance for the driver of the 76, Justin Rott. He goes to victory lane once again, this time in Iowa. First time in a couple of months as well. We'll go to Xfinity Series victory lane. Justin Rott, your winner tonight. Second Ethan Trendler Racing win of the season for the Xfinity Series. Fourth overall if you count both Cup and Xfinity points races. And it's Justin Rott going to victory lane. What a battle it was between Cherry and Rott over those last 20 or so laps. I thought Cherry, he ran him down so quick. I thought he was going to be able to find his way around, just couldn't do it. Lap after lap, had so many chances. Unfortunately for him, just not able to get the job done, though. Comes home second, though. Another great points day for him. How about Christian Herklotz? Passed Malone there, end of the race. Comes home fourth. But it's Justin Rott going to victory lane in Iowa. Justin Rott takes victory from Iowa Speedway in the Xfinity Series return here to Iowa. Of course, we've got post-race interviews coming. Oh, my God. Okay. Anyways, another great run. Greg Holtz finishes 7th. That's exactly what he needed tonight. This is definitely going to shake up the points a whole lot. Especially with Christian Herklotz calling home 4th. Christian Herklotz literally more than double his points total tonight. He came into this race with 19 points. He gained 20 points tonight. Enters tonight with 39 points after all that. That's going to be a huge help, and he'll be up there sooner than later trying to battle for a playoff spot if he can have some more good runs with just 3 races remaining in the regular season. All right. Post-race interviews coming up here from Iowa Speedway. Justin Rott, your race winner. What a battle it was to the end. All right, we got post-race interviews, of course, coming up in Iowa. Justin Rott goes to victory lane for the 2nd time this season. And as he has a win at a short track this season and a win at Fontana, a 2-mile oval. All right. Post-race interviews coming up. Justin Rott, what a day for you guys. 2nd Xfinity Series win of the season, coming off your impressive Charlotte 600 win last week in the Cup Series, of course. So you had to fight for that one, though. Richard Cherry was hounding you down for about maybe 20 or 25 laps there at the end, though. How did you somehow hold him off when he was on your bumper to your inside as well to still come home with this race win?
I don't really know. I made sure that I ran the top to give myself leverage on him. So there's that extra patch on the top coming out of the corners of paved asphalt, so I knew that'd give me a little boost on him. Yeah, I pinched him as hard as I could. We've been talking after the races a lot and working together here and there, so really fun to have a good battle. He knows how horrible of a season I've had luck-wise, so I knew he wasn't gonna try anything too stupid there at the end. And I appreciate that a lot from him. That was an absolute blast, and I was lucky to keep the lead there. I had to battle Cameron really, really hard and make sure he used his tires up to get me, because I mean, in the first stage I got ahead of him, or well, I think he started behind me, but he got by me relatively easily, didn't have to hurt his tires at all, and I fell back, so I knew I had to make sure him and everyone else up there hurt their tires to at least make it an even playing field with me. I wasn't too great on the long runs, but I made sure they weren't either there on that last stage, and it was a lot of fun. It worked pretty much to perfection.
Of course, a great points day overall for you guys as well. You come home now going to be, I think, third in the standings after this win, your second win of the season as well. So third in the standings gets 5 playoff points. You also get another 5 playoff points from winning the race. So do you guys think you're going to be able to hold on to maybe P3 in the standings, or possibly even battle for second or the regular season championship with just 3 races remaining in the regular season?
Let me look at the schedule real quick. We're looking at, oh boy, where is it? Watkins Glen, Kansas, and Daytona. Okay. Glen, I feel pretty good about. Kansas, I feel pretty good about. And Daytona, who knows? So, I think I can fight for it. I don't know how far back I am, but that's all right. But yeah, I think I can contend for the regular season. Even if not, I think I have enough playoff points to work out well and take me through the playoffs pretty consistently. And make it through the rounds, hopefully, to Homestead.
All right, Justin. Well, great job, of course, getting your second Xfinity Series win of your season. Second league win in 6 days for you guys after, of course, winning the Charlotte 600 last week. And we will see you in Watkins Glen in a couple of weeks' time.
Thank you.
Coming home second is Richard Cherry. Richard Cherry, you start on a pole, you finish top 5 in the stage, finish second in this race. Another great points day for you guys, of course, after Cole Wilson got diagnosed with his little disease he had. He was able, unfortunately, having to miss this race, but what a battle you had there with Justin Rye towards the end there. You caught him pretty quick there, but just really couldn't find a way around him there. So what were you battling there at the end of the race to ultimately finish in second?
I mean, it was way too tough. If you had the same pace as the car in front of you, it's way too tough to pass. Justin could have got by me also there in stage 1, so it's unfortunate there. Those battles are gonna have a winner and a loser. Unfortunately, I'm the loser, so congrats to him. One race that he hasn't he qualifies well and doesn't get wrecked on lap 5 by P17, and he wins. So he just has about the best racecraft in the Xfinity series of the full timers. He was about the only one to know how to control the race at Fontana, and that's how he wanted to. So good points there, as you said.
Yeah, so of course, riding in the Watkins Glen, coming up next, Cole Wilson still second in points. He, of course, had to miss this race. That gives you guys a bit of a buffer, but of course, we know how good he is at Watkins Glen. Do you guys think you're going to be able to keep it in contention there to just try to minimize the damage?
I mean, I don't know if I'm locked in the playoffs here, I don't know, but I'm almost, so I'm gonna try to go for the win there. I'm gonna start the shoutouts also, so in Spanish like always. So un saludo para, pues bueno, saludos random, saludos para CFI, que siempre se lleva en el coche. Desafortunadamente hoy no se pudo ganar, pero bueno, un segundo puesto, está bastante bien. El coche ha salido bastantes veces en stream, en la pole y todo eso, así que bueno, espero que estén contentos.
All right, Cherry. Well, of course, great job coming home with a second place finish overall. Another great points day for you guys, and we'll see you in Watkins Glen.
All right, thank you.
Coming home third was Cameron Chandler. Cameron Chandler, of course, filling in for Cole Wilson tonight after he had that horrible disease that put him out of this race. So you finished third overall. Good day for you. You won the stage as well. Just didn't seem to have the pace there towards the end of the battle with Cherry and Arat. So what more did you need there?
Yeah, we had the pace. So we just got stuck even with him for the last 30 something laps. I just didn't know. I guess I didn't know the line even though we drove through the field. So yeah, I just had to run a little bit higher up and burn some tires, but it doesn't really matter with this new pavement. So I wish we were at the old Iowa, but we're not, and just got straight up beat. So got to be better for tomorrow.
All right, so of course the Cup Series is tomorrow night. You're looking for your second win of the season. You are pretty good at these kind of racetracks. So what is your confidence level heading into tomorrow night in the Cup race?
Yeah, honestly, I don't know what the hell to expect. I did like 5 laps, and I don't plan on doing any more until practice. So we just gotta hope for no dirty air, and hopefully the track is wide enough. We can move around to avoid it, and hopefully we don't lose control in qualifying again like we did today, and actually start well.
All right, Cameron, well, still nice job coming on third place in this race, filling in for Cole Wilson, and we'll see you tomorrow night in the Cup race.
Yeah, Ethan Trumler, nice try. CWR Supreme.
Wow, ETR win. Anyways, coming up next is going to be Christian Harklotz. What a run for him, finishes 4th. Christian Herklotz, by far the greatest run you've had in your career. Just to say how good it was, you guys came into this race with 19 points. You gained 20, so over doubled your entire points total in the season. Going to be such a big gain in the playoffs as well. Just take me through how big of a relief this day was and overall where the speed came from.
This is the worst track for me this season. I was not confident going in here. And then we flat out had the speed. I just gotta appreciate I appreciate everybody on TCMC, all my teammates, Lucas K, my team owner, and I'm just glad it was a clean race. Got the job done. Got some stage points finally. Haven't been able to do that, and I'm glad I got get my first top 10 today, and also my first top 5. So really proud of today.
So, of course, like you said, first top 5 of your career. We're heading into Watkins Glen next week, a road course. Then we got Kansas, Daytona. Do you guys think you're going to be able to keep the momentum rolling to close up to that playoff battle even more to possibly even make these playoffs?
Well, I look at Watkins Glen. That's the track I was really focused on because I'm really confident going in there since I really enjoy the road courses. I also look at tracks like Daytona because that's anybody's race, and that could be a big points day, or that can even be a win. But I'm right now my big focus is Watkins Glen and even Kansas. I mean, you never know. I had speed like this at Iowa. Could have speed like that at Kansas. So just practice, and hopefully get the results.
All right, Christian. Well, of course, nice job coming home with your best career Xfinity Series finish, and we'll see you in a few weeks at Watkins Glen.
All right.
Coming home what is it? P6. Or no? P7, Greg Holes. Greg Holes, career day for you guys, P7, and an overall amazing points day as well. I believe you gave maybe like 10 or 15 points tonight. You entered this race with only 7, so I believe you gained so many points today. Just take me through where the speed came from to finish P7 tonight and ultimately gain a ton of points.
I mean, yeah, we finally had a good qualifying effort, and that's really what carried us through. Because we sucked the whole race because I don't have a brake pedal because it broke last weekend. So I couldn't brake the whole race. I was holding up the 4 and the 8. I was racing hard with them for a while, and I just managed to stay up towards the front in stage 1 and got some stage points finally. So it was nice to not wreck and finish. I just finally put a full race together and finished 6th or 7th at the end there. So that's all I care about.
Of course, we're heading into 3 races remaining in the regular season. You're still way far back in the playoffs, but what do you guys think you could do in these last 3 races, Watkins Glen, Kansas, and Daytona, before the playoffs start?
Well, I've always really been good at Watkins Glen in the Xfinity car, so hopefully we can get another good finish there. But knowing that I'm not gonna be in the playoffs. I'm just really trying to help my team get the try to go up in the owners' standings as much as I can, not finish in 30th and not get points anymore. So I'm really good at Watkins Glen, the Xfinity car. Daytona's gonna be fine for me. Hopefully I can actually not DNQ there. That really just kicked off the horrible season. So it's just a couple of cases of bad luck and finally put a race together. So it was nice to do.
All right, Greg. Well, of course, nice job still coming home with your first career, I believe, first career top 10 finish.
Yeah.
Great day overall for you guys, and we'll see you in Watkins Glen in 2 weeks.
All right, thank you.
That was Greg Holes. Coming up next is going to be Zane Rahman. Zane Rahman, a great day for you guys. P9. You drove up through the field as well in that second half of the race, had good speed in your 6 car, and you come home with a top 10 finish. So just take me through what you were feeling on the race car. Overall, really solid day for you guys.
Yeah, it was really solid, Ethan. Car felt great. I mean, it was a little tight, but it was manageable. But I mean, I tried going for the stage point. I had a little altercations with a few drivers, but yeah, I let that behind me, and well, I had a good day today. Finished 9th.
So, of course, this is a great run for you guys, a top 10 finish. What you guys needed, I believe it might be your first Xfinity top 10 finish of your career. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I mean, if you count the lobby races the league does sometimes, then yeah, then you would say this is my first official top 10.
So, of course, great day for you guys overall, like I said. Also, pretty good points day as well. Obviously, you're still pretty far back on the playoffs, but closing into these final 3 races of the regular season at Kansas, Watkins Glen, and Daytona. 3 very different racetracks, but how much momentum will this run in Iowa give you for those next 3 races?
For Watkins Glen, I'm not really much of a road course racer, so yeah, I'll have to see what it go. But I probably won't be like up there, but pretty much Kansas and Daytona are probably my last hope of like trying to win my way in. If not, then well, bygones be bygones.
All right, Zane. Well, of course, nice job overall, and probably your best ever run in the Xfinity Series, finishing in the top 10. And we'll see you in a couple of weeks at Watkins Glen.
Yep, thank you.
That was Zane Rahman. Next up, Rojan Koch. Rojan Koch, really solid day for you guys, finishing in 10th place. So, top 10 finish this season. Overall, it really hasn't been the season you guys would have wanted. You entered this race minus 23, but overall, not a bad points to. So, you're still in contention. Just take me through some of the highs and lows over your night here in Iowa.
Well, before we even got to tonight, I was practicing and whatnot and looking at telemetry with my team owner and some others. And when we got through, they were like, "Holy cow, you may have a fast car tonight." And I was practicing, and we qualified 7th. And it was like, "Holy cow! I mean, this could be a pretty good night." Obviously, there were a few difficulties in between the race, but overall, I'm pretty happy with where we finished. It's always good to finish within the top 10.
You're still in contention for the playoffs. Of course, this run tonight definitely helps a little bit. We got Watkins Glen, Kansas, and Daytona coming up these next 3 races. What is overall your confidence level to try to make something happen?
It's just time to go. I'm not much of a road course guy, but I believe with enough practice and reviewing the telemetry, I got a semi-dedicated road course chief. With enough practice and whatnot, I think I could pull something off. A good position at Watkins, and if we get it, if we make it in, we make it in. If we don't, try again next year. It's just good that I'm doing better in a sense moving forward now compared to earlier on this season.
All right, Rajan. Well, of course, really great job coming home with the top 10 finish tonight. Good points day overall as well, and we'll see you coming up in Watkins Glen.
Thank you, Ethan, and thank you, everybody. God bless America and free Puff.
Next up, a couple more to go. Gonna be Max Diffie. Max Diffie, you guys finished in 14th, a lap down. Kind of overall a tough night for you guys. After having some speed over these last few weeks, just what happened to really just not give you guys a whole lot of confidence and speed in the race car today? As he's gone. All right, final interview of the night. Eli Franklin. Eli Franklin, not the worst nights. You guys finish in 15th. So after a really, really good finish in Charlotte last week, for your first ever start, you guys get a top 15 today. So just take me through some of the highs and lows of your night here in Iowa.
Well, qualifying we did really well. We got sixth. I had good speed on the short run. Just the problem with I never really had great tire saving. Once as soon as got past about 10 laps, the tires started to fall off, and I'm not the greatest at tire saving. But he did have good speed on a short run. Just in the opening part of the race, I fell back, got loose in turn 1, and went 3 wide. And I didn't want to wreck in lap 1, so I just kind of faded back.
So of course, still not a great day for you guys, like I said. Or not okay day for you guys, like I said, P15 overall. So we got Watkins Glen, Kansas, and Daytona coming up. These final 3 races of the regular season. What is your confidence level to try to make something happen in one of those?
Well, Daytona, it's always a free for all. Like Daytona, you can flip a coin. There's a chance anybody can win that race as long as you're in the race and on the lead lap from the final 5 laps. Not a road course race, obviously. I've listened to everybody's interviews. It sounds like nobody's good at road courses, and I'm really not a good road course racer. So, really, for Watkins Glen is just finish the laps because people usually in road courses, if you miss a corner, hit the wall, your day's done. As long as we can finish all the laps of the Glen, would be all right. Kansas, I feel like it'll be a good day. I'm good at the top of Kansas, but we'll see in Kansas. But I feel like Daytona, we have a chance, but obviously everyone has a chance at Daytona.
All right, Eli. Well, of course, great run, or okay run for you guys here tonight at Iowa, and we'll see you in Watkins Glen in a few weeks.
All right, see you. Thank you.
And that'll do it here for tonight in the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Xfinity Series at Kansas Speedway. I don't know why I just said Kansas Speedway. Iowa Speedway, of course. That's coming up in like a month or so. Anyways, that'll do it here tonight in Iowa. Of course, the Cup Series is tomorrow night. The Cup Series returns to Iowa Speedway, 8 p.m. Eastern Time tomorrow night. And definitely want to be there for that one. All right. On behalf of all of team owners, drivers, commentators, officials, Xfinity Series returns in 2 weeks to Watkins Glen, but of course the NASCAR iRacing FedEx Cup Series is on tomorrow night here at Iowa Speedway for 175 laps there. We'll see you then tomorrow night. So good night from Iowa Speedway.